7 reasons you shouldn't mess with the US. Excited to get into this and check this out. Before we do, I appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Let's just straight into this and see why you shouldn't be messing with the US.
In a world where change is the only constant, one fact stands unshakable.
Okay.
The United States remains a titan of military and diplomatic strength. With a military arsenal that's second to none and strategic prowess that keeps rivals at bay, the US continues to enforce its global dominance. Every analysis and comparison reaches the same conclusion: the American armed forces are in a league of their own. Think twice, or better yet, think 7 times before squaring up against Uncle Sam. Ready to know why? Buckle up as we break down the 7 undeniable reasons why challenging the USA could be—
Okay, yo, real quick, why is it actually called Uncle Sam? Like, I've seen the poster of Uncle Sam and stuff. Was he just like a military mascot, kind of?
the biggest blunder an adversary could ever make. First up, the nuclear triad. Since the infamous attack on Pearl Harbor, a day that will forever live in infamy, no foreign power has dared launch an attack on US soil. And here's a prime reason why: the formidable nuclear arsenal developed since 1945. The atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki were not just displays of raw power, they were a clear signal of the US's readiness to use such force. Despite the ongoing debates over the morality of these actions, they established a precedent of strength and resolve. The Cold War era watched closely, with the Soviet Union ultimately deciding that the stakes were too high to challenge such firepower directly.
Yo, I bet the Cold War era was so scary. Like, imagine that now, bro. Like a lot of people say we're close to World War III, dude. But the Cold War, they was literally, they didn't know. They was so, like, not certain, but like, anyone could have pressed the button, you know what I'm saying?
Since then, the sophistication and lethality of the US nuclear systems have increased exponentially.
Okay.
In 1952, it exploded its first hydrogen bomb, which was over 1,000 times more potent than the uranium bombs it had used in 1945. Soon, the United States developed the ability to do more than destroy enemy cities. It could destroy entire nations and possibly the entire world. Indeed, Robert Oppenheimer proved quite prescient when he quoted the immortal line of Hindu scripture, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." Today, the United States has 5,550 nuclear warheads.
Wait. You know how he's saying that it could destroy worlds? Does that mean, like, let's say America unleash all 5,550 and another country release all that? Yeah, the world would be gone. It would be gone, bro.
That is the second highest total in the world.
Would there be any country that could survive that if they didn't get hit directly?
Behind the Russian number of 6,257, but more than enough for its deterrent and, heaven forbid, offensive needs.
Really?
The trouble was that the Soviet Union developed its powerful arsenal to counter the American one. Therefore, the next step was to create second strike capability. In other words, the ability to hit back with devastatingly destructive force even after a strike on the US using nuclear weapons. The basis for this capability is what—
Yo, I don't like one thing, bro. I'm seeing Russia fire the nuclear weapons and I'm seeing America fire the nuclear weapons. Please tell me why it's directly over the UK that they're, you know, being stopped. Bro, don't do that. Don't let us be in the middle. No. Because then we're done for. Bro, out here, we won't be able to breathe, man. Yeah, let's not do that, dude. We're in a bad spot. We need to change. We need, like, set sail or something, dude.
Even after a strike on the US using nuclear weapons. The basis for this capability is what's known as the nuclear triad. The arsenal is built on 3 planks: land-based missiles, nuclear submarines with launch capability, and bombers laden with nuclear weapons.
Right.
The idea is to make it nearly impossible for an enemy to destroy all of the American nuclear capabilities in a preemptive strike. That would allow it to strike any country that would dare launch a nuclear attack on the United States.
Mad.
This is how it works. The land-based missiles are maintained in hardened silos that can withstand just about anything but a direct nuclear hit. This is the most immediately reactive element of the American nuclear arsenal, built on up to 440 Minuteman III missiles that are ready to go 24 hours a day. Those powerful solid-fueled ICBMs carry 3 MIRVs, each containing up to 335 kilotons, with a range of 8,000 miles and a circular error probability of 725 to 925 feet.
Wait, you know how Russia has the most nuclear missiles, right? I doubt they can go as far. Or can they? Can it go as far as the American ones? And they're just as powerful?
Each MIRV can hit a different target, so think of it as more like 3 missiles than 1.
What?
Each silo is 160 feet deep and protected by 3 to 4 feet of reinforced concrete. And as well protected as those sites are, they are the most vulnerable part of the triad. America's enemies know precisely where these silos are located since most were built back in the 1960s.
Okay.
The nuclear bomber fleet is far more challenging to hit. It consists of 46 B-52H Stratofortress and 20 B-2A Spirit aircraft. They immediately take off and doggedly pursue their targets. The B-2A Spirit is complicated to intercept because of its stealth capability. The other 2 legs of the nuclear triad are essential, but the atomic submarine component is arguably the most crucial element in maintaining US deterrence. A fleet of submarines is constantly moving, and it would be almost impossible for the enemy to locate and destroy.
What, 24/7?
It's made up of 14 Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines. Each can carry up to 20 submarine-launched UGM-133A Trident II ballistic missiles, with a range of 4,600 miles each. They come equipped with MIRVs that are accurate within 90 meters. The subs have 2 crew sets, blue and gold. They alternate operating them and ensure the second strike capability is constantly safeguarded. It seems operationally impossible to launch a nuclear attack on the United States without suffering a devastating counterattack. Most countries will be rendered helpless by this array of atomic assets. Even China, with its 500 operational nuclear warheads, would struggle to land a devastating blow on the US. The only country with comparable capabilities is Russia. Therefore, in that case, the United States depends on the principle of mutually assured destruction, with its chilling acronym MAD.
Yo, okay, wait. That actually means... Wait, no.
With comparable capabilities is
It
Russia.
does, don't it?
Therefore, in that case, the United States depends on the principle of mutually assured destruction.
Mutually assured destruction, also known as MAD. Bro, the whole thing's mad. The fact that, like, they've agreed, yo, you can fight us, we can fight you, but we'll just end up killing everyone, you know what I'm saying? So let's just agree to never do that, you know what I mean? What if one person goes crazy, right? All it takes is that, bro. What if somebody goes crazy? They're like, oh, you know what? Screw this. Pressing the big red button, dude.
With its chilling acronym MAD.
That's scary to think about.
The idea here is that if Russia tries to land a devastating blow on the United States, it will suffer untold destruction itself. This deterrent system is not foolproof, and there have been a few close calls historically, but there have been no all-out wars with nuclear powers since. MAD is one of the main reasons for that. Taking on the US nuclear triad is nothing less than a suicide mission.
Yeah, exactly.
Next on deck, the unrivaled US Navy. When it comes to sheer dominance on the high seas, no other branch of the US Armed Forces holds a candle to the Navy. Apologies to the Army, Air Force and Marines, but the facts speak for themselves. The Navy is in a league of its own. With unparalleled firepower and an unmatched global reach, the Navy ensures that the United States maintains control over the world's oceans like no other nation. Ready to dive into the details? Let's set sail and explore just how deep this dominance runs. The US Navy has 293 deployable combat vessels and around 4,012 operational aircraft. It also has 322,322 personnel on active duty. The Navy's raw tonnage is over 4.5 million.
Wait. The numbers alone, America's Navy's bigger than the UK's military, dude. Mad.
2009, that cargo was more than the 13 closest navies combined. Its dominance over rivals now is not as comprehensive, but it has more than double the tonnage of Russia, its nearest competitor. China has more vessels than the US, but that's because its navy is mainly made up of light coastal crafts. It's divided into 7 fleets, each of which can operate independently. This allows the US to project global force and, if necessary, fight a war on multiple fronts. Of course, its carrier-project...
what is the whole point of the holes here? This is reminding me of, like, the Star Wars Death Star, bro. You know, when the jets come in and fly in and they fly off. What is the point of the hole, bro? Because I doubt that jets are flying in and out of that. There's no way they could fly that well. What's the point of it? Is it to fire weapons or...
global force and, if necessary, fight a war on multiple fronts. Of course, its carrier fleet is the main component of US naval dominance. Until World War II, battleships were considered the main component of maritime supremacy. But that changed during that war. Aircraft have the upper hand over a surface fleet and can usually sink them. In addition, an aircraft carrier can be used against targets on land anywhere in the world. Therefore, it's become the gold standard for naval power and the global projection of US military strength.
That makes sense.
In particular, there were 10 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers of the Nimitz class and 1 Gerald R. Ford class carrier. The latter are intended to replace the older Nimitz carriers and are even more powerful and impressive.
Okay.
There are currently 2 carriers under construction, and a further 6 are going to be built at a later date. As awe-inspiring as the Nimitz class carriers are, the Ford class is even better.
Yo, you're telling me the America's Navy is already massive, right? And they're making that many more? Probably sometime soon as well.
For example, the older carriers still use steam catapults for aircraft launches. Meanwhile, the Ford uses electromagnetic aircraft launch systems, or EMAL's infinitely superior system. It also comes with an advanced arresting gear system that requires less maintenance and staff. It can also handle a more comprehensive array of aircraft. As powerful as these vessels are, they are not invulnerable. The Chinese realized that they could not compete directly with the strength of the USN carrier fleet. Therefore, they have focused instead on denying their power in East Asia. They have set up anti-access area denial systems that would make operating in contested areas difficult. But in most of the world, they can continue to operate virtually unopposed. Power projection isn't all about aircraft carriers. The US can also invade coastlines worldwide, even when heavily contested by enemy forces. Indeed, the US has a glorious history of facilitating logistically challenging landings against well-entrenched enemies. Think of D-Day and Incheon as 2 particularly notable examples. To enable this role, the Navy operates 9 amphibious assault ships alongside 2 amphibious command ships and 12 amphibious transport docks, which allows the US forces to invade coasts throughout the globe.
You know what? I would love to see it, but not to see it. I would love to see the Navy at full force, like going at it, bro. Like they send out, let's say America's at war, they send out everything. You get to see it, and you know what I mean? That would be super cool to see. But I don't want to see it, bro, because it means war is kicking off, something serious kicking off, and you know, screw that, bro. Especially if the UK is involved, we're done for, man.
Then there are the more old-school surface fleet units. The USN deploys 13 cruisers, 72 destroyers, 3 frigates, 23 corvettes, 3 expeditionary mobile bases, and 8 minesweepers. It's exhausting just hearing about all these capabilities. Imagine how America's enemies feel. The US Navy isn't just a force on the water. It's a critical pillar of America's defense strategy, upholding freedom and ensuring economic stability across the globe. But the prowess of the United States isn't confined to its ships. On land and in covert operations worldwide, America's special forces represent another formidable reason why challenging the US is a perilous game. These elite warriors are reason number 3 to think twice about crossing Uncle Sam.
Do you know what is crazy? We're only on number 3 and it's already like, yeah, you shouldn't mess with America, bro. I'm only on number 3, bro.
When you think of US Special Forces, most of us have a few specific units in mind. But there are more of these than you might think. The United States Special Operations Forces, SOF, has around 70,000 service members, divided into 7 Special Forces groups, each containing several units. They have various specializations and functions, differing wildly from unit to unit. The best known are the various high-level commando units such as the Green Berets and Navy SEALs. What they all share is a specialization in which they particularly excel.
Wait, SAS is America, isn't it? Or am I tripping out? But the Navy SEALs, I hear and see a lot. Yeah, SAS. Am I tripping?
However, not all special units are high-level combat units. For example, the Special Forces have several units specializing in the Psychological Operations Group, commonly known as PSYOP units. The 528th Sustainment Brigade specializes in supporting high-level operations under challenging conditions. However, the best-known units and the pride of the US military are their Tier 4 units. These are the Army's 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment, Delta Force, the Navy's Naval Special Warfare Development Group, usually called SEAL Team 6, the Air Force's 24th Special Tactics Squadron, and the Army's Intelligence Support Activity Unit. Because of the complexity of their operations, service members in the Special Forces tend to be a bit different from your run-of-the-mill G.I. Joe. According to the US Special Forces Handbook, the average member of one of these units is married and has at least 2 kids, is at least 29 years old if they're enlisted, and at least 34 years old if they're officers, has 8 years of experience in the military, receives cultural and language training, has attended multiple advanced tactical schools, is well educated and likely to have a college degree, is a thinking athlete engaging in water polo, track, wrestling, or football, and enjoys games that require problem solving, like chess. It sounds like someone you would rather not fight against. No other country has such a wide array of special forces units, and few, if any, enjoy the same high training level.
Yo, bro, other countries, right? Not all, but other countries I can imagine be like, yo, you got legs? Okay. You got arms and eyes? Okay, you can join me.
That means that when a uniquely challenging task requires a highly specialized skill set, the US likely has a competent and experienced unit ready to complete the job efficiently. From the elite prowess of the Delta Force to the cutting-edge advancements that redefine modern warfare, the US maintains a significant advantage. This brings us to the fourth reason not to mess with the United States: its unparalleled technological edge. Harnessing innovations that span from cyber capabilities to next-gen weaponry, America's tech superiority plays a crucial role in its military dominance.
Yo, I'm telling you, bro, it's not even going to be people fighting people soon. It would just be robots and AIs and drones and stuff like that fighting each other. That's what it's going to be, bro. It's going to be robots and lasers, man. We're going to be sending in a bunch of Terminators.
Let's delve into how these technological feats secure the US as a global superpower. A state's military advantages can depend significantly on the strength and productivity of their private sector and scientific communities. That's a field where the United States dramatically excels. Out of the 50 largest companies in the world, 33 are American. That's not only more than any other country, that's more than any other continent. Of course, among the top companies, many are technology powerhouses such as Apple, Alphabet, and Microsoft.
Makes sense.
Another component that feeds research is education. And of course...
Wait, hold on. Is this Apple's... Wait, this is either... Is this Silicon Valley right here? Or is this... No way, this is all Apple. No way.
Alphabet and Microsoft. Another component...
I don't know. The way that you described it is, right? I don't know.
That feeds research is education. And of course, American higher education is dominant. It has 56 universities in the top 200, more than any other country. Harvard, Princeton, MIT, and Yale are often at the top. That matters because the universities and high tech allow the United States to develop the best military technologies, enabling it to maintain the qualitative edge it needs to defeat its rivals on the battlefield, or better yet, deter them from fighting altogether. The link between the two has had a revolutionary effect on warfare and civil society. For example, the internet and GPS are both technological marvels developed by the military in coordination with civil researchers. These and similar achievements have made the military more efficient while making large amounts of money for the American economy. They also made our lives much more convenient.
They got a lot of money.
A comprehensive list of the technological wonders regularly fielded by the armed services would require a much longer video, but they have all come together to revolutionize the way the United States fights wars and further cements its position as the most significant military power the world has ever seen.
Crazy.
In 1992, the Pentagon published a report on how technology would completely change warfare. They called this trend the Revolution in Military Affairs. The idea was to create a battlefield where the US could see all the assets its enemy brought to the table, ideally taking them out before engaging with the armed forces. It would also allow the US to jam enemy systems and send crippling disinformation without firing a shot. While the integration of information technology into the US military has not been perfect, significant advances have set it far ahead of its competitors. The Joint All-Domain Command and Control Program is the main effort to do so. It's designed to automate processing optical, infrared, radar, and other data observed by all armed forces branches. General Mark A. Milley, the 20...
Do you know what's actually crazy to think about, though? Right? Is like technology is constantly on the move. Bro, where does it get to a point where like, yo, we've reached our max capabilities? Is it just gonna keep getting better? Because yo, in many years, bro, it will advance that much. Well, I suppose it will. It'll advance that much. People flying around light speed, bro, and shooting like lasers light speed, bro. It's gonna be a crazy world, man. It's actually going to be a crazy world.
Other data observed by all armed forces branches.
People will be teleported
General Mark
to
A. Milley, the 20th chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, recently said, "You can see an ability to hit at range that has never existed before. Those two facts, just those two alone, indicate that we are fundamentally changing the character of war."
Yeah, that's
Therefore,
crazy.
Milley believes that you could have entire tank units without crews, or entire squadrons of airplanes without pilots, or ships or carrier strike groups without sailors. Those who can master these technologies, he says, will have a decisive advantage in the next conflict. While it cannot...
Bro, yeah, because you're going to war, you're not actually going to lose any people. You're going to lose like money and, you know, the boats and the jets that you're using. But America's got the money, dude.
Afford to become complacent due to its private sector and educational advantages, the US remains ahead in the main fields of the technology revolution. Those include, according to the 2022 Congressional Research Service report, emerging military technologies, artificial intelligence, lethal autonomous weapons, hypersonic weapons, direct energy weapons, biotechnology, and quantum technology. Perhaps the most exciting recent developments have been in the field of AI. Luckily for the US, most leading actors in this space, Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, and Nvidia, are all American companies.
Right.
A great example of the use of new technology is the Replicator program. Using the best American technology to create an army of thousands of cheap and expendable AI-enabled autonomous vehicles by 2026. Deputy Secretary of Defense Kathleen Hicks said, "Imagine distributed pods of self-propelled ADA-2 systems afloat, powered by the sun and other virtually limitless resources packed with sensors aplenty, enough to give us new reliable sources of information in near real time. Imagine fleets of ground-based ADA-2 systems delivering novel logistics support, scouting ahead to keep troops safe, or securing DoD infrastructure. Meanwhile, machine learning will make mechanical failures increasingly rare and perhaps eliminate them. AI's predictive powers can help identify most mechanical failures hours before they occur, and that ability will improve. After all, war machines are useless if they can't be kept reliably in the field."
Yo, that's mental, man. That is actually mental. And you know what I've seen? I don't know how true this is, but I swear I've seen like the military is like hiring like gamers as well to control like some of these drones and stuff like that. You know, because they got like the quick reaction time and the reflexes and stuff like that. I don't know how true that is, but I've read something like that, dude.
The sweeping technological advances brought about by the revolution in military affairs have not only made the US military smarter and more efficient, but also significantly harder to detect and devastatingly precise in its strikes. As America continues to lead in resources and technological development, these capabilities are only expected to grow. But what really sets the US apart on the global stage? Let's zoom into the skies and examine America's unrivaled aerial supremacy, a cornerstone of its status as a superpower. When one side has far greater power in the air than its rival, it can rule the skies. That's always been the goal of the United States, and it's one they have often achieved on the battlefield.
Yeah, they say that a lot. They do say, you gotta rule the skies, bro.
The Air Force defines air superiority as that degree of control of the air by one force that permits the conduct of its operations at a given time and place without prohibitive interference from air and missile threats. In these cases, the enemy can fly but faces inferiority throughout the front. Meanwhile, air supremacy is a case of that degree of control of the air wherein the opposing force is incapable of effective interference within the operational area using air and missile threats. The US is taking measures and planning procurement to assure its ability to attain superiority and perhaps even supremacy. The Air Force is replacing its good, reliable F-16 Fighting Falcons with the F-35 Lightning II, arguably the greatest fighter ever built. They are supplementing that with 72 new F-15EX Super Eagle fighters and working on the next generation air dominance NGAD fighter.
Yo, how much better is this gonna be? Cause like, yo, the jets that I've seen are badass, dude. Bro, what are they gonna do? Go light speed? This is gonna...
Meanwhile, the Air Force is not neglecting its bombing capabilities either. It's buying 100 new B-21 Raider bombers. To support these operations, it's also bringing the new KC-46 Pegasus tankers into service and developing a stealthy tanker to refuel planes in the most adverse and dangerous conditions. The F-35 is set to lead American air supremacy well into the future. The power with which it operates has left veteran pilots in absolute shock. After his first test flight, one said, "It's like an 800-pound gorilla sitting on your chest." Another said that because of all the pressure, pilots come out looking like they're 100 years old. Makes sense. After all, this technological marvel has a top speed of Mach 1.6.
Wait, how quick is that?
The fighter can balance firepower
Wait, how quick is that in like miles per hour? How quick is that?
And stealth. Indeed, it's likely the stealthiest plane in the category in the world. But if need be, it can carry an immense amount of firepower at the expense of visibility to the enemy. An F-35 can carry a payload of 4 500-pound GBU-12 laser-guided bombs, 2 GBU-12 aerial laser-guided bombs, and a singular but deadly AIM-9 air-to-air heat-seeking missile. pilots.
Yo, is that it? Missile-wise, just 7? Is that a lot for a jet? Because let's say jets at war. Surely you're going to be shooting more than that, no?
Understandably call this flying beast mode.
Okay.
The jet also has
Maybe it's
unparalleled sensor capabilities. Each F-35 comes equipped with a distributed aperture system, DAS, the active electronically scanned array, ASA radar, an electro-optical targeting system, EOTS, and other top-of-the-line electronic warfare capabilities. It also has a unique communication system that allows it to transmit data securely to any other F-35, even those flying for foreign military forces. America's main geopolitical rivals have developed their 5th-generation fighters, which they hope will be able to compete with the F-35. However, the consensus is that they have failed to achieve this goal. The Russian Su-57 and Chinese Chengdu J-20 are not in the same league. But the strength of the US extends beyond its own capabilities. It's amplified by the support of its allies. Let's delve into how the collaborative efforts of America's allies reinforce its position as an...
Listen, let's never not be allies, dude. Let's make that thing, bro, because the UK will be... Yo, if the UK didn't have its allies, bro, we would definitely get invaded, dude. We'll be gone. We'll be gone.
Unrivaled global superpower that no adversary would wisely challenge. The United States has the most powerful military in the world. It's strong enough to accomplish most missions necessary for defending the homeland and securing its interests. The United States does not need to act alone. It has loyal allies worldwide. The most critical and consequential alliance the United States relies on is NATO. Created in 1949 to counter growing threats from the Soviet Union, it has since blossomed into an international organization working for democracy and global stability. It has, for example, worked together to fight the long and brutal war in Afghanistan. NATO is easily the most powerful military alliance in the world.
Yes, there we are, bro. We're the most powerful military in the world. Just right there and right there, so America, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I like data, bro. Let's keep that.
Has around 3.39 million active military personnel, about 3 times as many as the Russian military. Together, they boast 22,308 aircraft, 2,258 military ships. NATO also has a powerful and well-coordinated bureaucracy and general staff. They have helped make the diverse militaries of NATO members compatible and harmonized to work together with the most significant efficiency level. Indeed, the military services of some of its close allies are designed to cooperate with the United States. That's how seriously they take their alliance with America. One great example is the Canadian military. Their military and strategic doctrine states that Canada is a strong and reliable defense partner. The Canadian Armed Forces, CAF, are prepared to conduct continental operations, including through the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, carry out training and exercises, remain interoperable with the US military, and respond to crises at home and abroad. While Canada is a somewhat extreme example of suiting their doctrine to US needs, other NATO allies have similar goals when they design their military forces and doctrines. It's also worth remembering that the US has loyal and powerful allies outside of NATO, spanning the globe. India, South Korea, Japan, Australia, and Israel are all among the most powerful militaries on Earth and are considered close allies of the United States. Therefore, the United...
You know what? It's pretty much everyone other than... I know there's more than this, but everyone other than China and Russia, we're all getting along... Well, obviously not. There's loads of countries at war. Right? Well, not loads, but recently I'm hearing about more countries going to war, bro. But you know what I'm saying? The big ones, just Russia and China, man. They just need to join the force. We need a world force and just not be killing each other, bro. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. Let's set a new goal to travel to space. Well, I know we travel to space, but like, let's colonize other planets, dude. Let's make that a big goal.
The United States has seldom had to fight wars alone. It's enjoyed its most significant victories, such as World War II and Operation Desert Storm, with an extensive array of allied countries fighting alongside it. There are many other strong military forces in the world. Some have more soldiers, like Russia, China, India, and South Korea. Others can compete with the US in other metrics. However, there is one main reason the US armed forces are more dangerous than their rivals. It has the unique ability to project power and operate forcefully and sustainably anywhere in the world. The Pentagon defines a power project as the ability of a nation to apply all or some of its elements of national power, political, economic, informational, or military, to rapidly and effectively deploy and sustain forces in and from multiple dispersed locations to respond to crises, to contribute to deterrence, and to enhance regional stability. In this metric, the US is unparalleled. That ability is the sum of the other capabilities we've discussed. The Navy is essential in this regard. When there is a crisis anywhere in the world, one of the United States' first actions is to send a fleet or more to the unstable area.
Okay.
The mere presence of an American carrier force often has a stabilizing and deterrent capability. If that doesn't work, the Navy can use that to project aerial superiority in the crisis area. The United States allies are also instrumental in this effort. They provide ready forces and bases worldwide, which the US can supplement and partner with for theater operations.
Yo, I could be wrong, but I swear I've seen somewhere, like, the past week, where America's deployed, like, battleships to somewhere. Can't remember where. But two countries are at war, and they've deployed them. Bro, that should stop it. Bro, who wants to mess with America, bro?
Thanks to the cooperation of its allies,
Crazy
the US boasts
people.
a network of 800 military bases in over 70 countries. That means wherever there is a need, an American military presence is already ready to take it on.
Yeah.
Of course, American technological superiority also plays a massive role in this power projection enterprise. Satellites, smart bombs, drones, and advanced communications help augment the geographical presence of American troops and allies with the highest level of support anywhere. Meanwhile, the Special Forces and other units provide the US military with an array of rapid response forces. They can often set the stage for the deployment of larger, more conventional military units. The sum of all these factors is decisive. The United States can operate militarily on any continent, bringing massive force to the theater. That gives it veritable global supremacy. Its rivals cannot even begin to compete with that.
Yeah, you don't
so
want to
much
mess
goes
with
into the power of a state.
Yo, bro, this video ain't even talking about this thing right here. Showing videos, but ain't talking about it. New technology, bro. Laser weapons. Bro, how you gonna fight that, man?
Military strength is generally divided into quantitative and qualitative.
Wait. I'm tripping. That was a missile. That's not a laser weapon. Bro, I swear the new laser weapons that's on ships look exactly like that. You guys will know what I'm on about if you're into your military stuff. There's a laser weapon on a ship, bro, and it's to, like, destroy drones and stuff like that. I don't know, bro. I ain't seen too much into it, but it looks cool.
The United States has so much of both, as we've seen, but there is a lot more to it than that. The ability of a nation to project power also depends on the strength of its society, and that's where the US sometimes shows weakness. It takes a united, educated, and well-motivated civil society to keep military strength at its highest.
Okay.
It would be a terrible idea to mess with the United States, but if it wants to keep it that way, it needs to invest more in the health of its society and government. Military hardware, beneficial as it may be, does not accomplish anything on its own. Clausewitz, a renowned military theorist, famously said, "War is a continuation of politics by other means." The US needs to make sure its political institutions remain efficient and accessible so that US global military supremacy can be maintained.
Mad. Alright, so pretty much what it's saying there is no one else is going to destroy America unless America destroys America. Really good video. Enjoyed that. Reasons why you should be messing with America. Let me know what you guys think tonight in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more content. I'm live every single day on twitch.tv/L3WG. If you guys want to check me out over there, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.